meeting of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated San Diego base will come to order. Our creed: to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in the performance of their duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice may be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments, and to pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Let's please join Jack, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Two. As we have no chaplain, let us bow our heads. We thank you, Eternal Father, we thank you for the heritage and liberty we enjoy as Americans, and for the privilege of having served in the submarine service. We ask your blessing for our shipmates who have made the supreme sacrifice in service to our nation, as we gather here this evening to honor and remember them. Bless our shipmates who have gone ahead on eternal patrol, and those of our group who are sick, troubled, and bereaved. And bless and protect our shipmates on active duty as they serve in the first line of defense of our nation. We humbly ask this in your name. Amen. Amen. All right. I'll explain later. Hopefully this is not too long. There are no members to report on eternal patrol. The following boats were lost during the month of November. Bell ringer, please strike a toll for the following boats. USS Albacore, SS 218, lost on November 7th, 1944 with a loss of 85 men when she was sunk off northern Hokkaido. Winner of 2 presidential unit citations, Albacore was on her 11th war patrol and struck a mine while running submerged near a Japanese patrol craft that had detected her. USS Growler, SS 215, lost on November 8, 1944 with a loss of 86 men when she was sunk in the South China Sea. Winner of 2 Navy unit commendations, Growler was on her 12th war patrol and was lost while attacking a convoy, probably as a result of a depth charge attack or victim of a circular run by one of her own torpedoes. USS Scamp, SS 277, probably sunk on November 16, 1944 with a loss of 83 men near Tokyo Bay. On her 8th war patrol, she may have been damaged by a mine and was trailing oil, which helped Japanese coast defense vessels locate and destroy her with depth charges. USS Corvina, SS 226, lost on November 16, 1943 with a loss of 82 men when she was sunk just south of Truk. Corvina was on her 1st war patrol and appears she was lost to the torpedoes of a Japanese submarine. USS Sculpin, SS 191, lost on November 19, 1943 with a loss of 43 men near Truk. Severely damaged by depth charges after attacking an enemy convoy, Sculpin continued to fight on the surface. When the captain was killed, the crew abandoned ship and scuttled Sculpin. 41 men were taken prisoner, but only 21 survived the war. Among those not abandoning ship was Captain Cromwell, aboard as a potential Wolfpack commander. He rowed the Sculpin down, fearing that vital information in his possession might be compromised under torture. For this, Captain Cromwell was posthumously awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Let's please observe a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Please be seated. Where's that junior vice? What did he just refer to? Were you just going to do it, Jack?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack, do we have any past officers, new members, or guests present this evening?
We do, past president or past commander, Greg Fromby. New members.
What a guy.
New members, as I call your name, if you would just stand up, introduce yourself, and give us your bona fides, like which boat you qualified on, when, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, let's give him a
Five
microphone.
minutes though, 5 minutes. Doug Capel first. Doug, new member here.
Good evening, Doug Capel, qualified on the USS Lafayette, late 80s, was part of the Gold crew and then the decom crew. Subsequently was assigned on the staff of Submarine Group 5 and then Submarine Development Group 1, which became Sub-Devron 5. Did 10 years on active duty, and I'm 26 years now and counting in the Navy Reserves. Currently a Submarine Communications LDO commander.
Marcus, please.
Hey, good afternoon. Marcus, first boat was USS Boise, qualified in 2016, and then served some time on the USS Albany, did a deployment with them during COVID time. It was not a fun deployment at all. Did not get to see very many ports, but made it work. And then went to Naval Nuclear Power Training Command for shore duty. I made chief there, and now I'm on the USS Grand. Been there for 1 year, and I'm the Navigation Division Chief and the Operations Department Chief. So happy to be here.
You want me to just do the next one? You're gonna call my name anyway.
Well, no,
Who did I
Tom
forget?
Jones.
Oh, Tom, I forgot Tom Jones, and Fred will speak to that.
Yeah, I'm here for Tom, to speak for Tom. Tom Jones qualified on the USS Snook in 1967. After the Snook, he was on the USS Rock, USS Puffer, USS Bonefish, and USS Barbell. He lived through the fire on the Bonefish and then was transferred to the Barbell on Sasebo, Japan. And that's where we almost went to the bottom in the Sea of Japan. The hatch wouldn't have kind of shut on its own. We'd have been down there. ABC, CBS, and NBC, all of them told them we were gone. But Tom will always be remembered. He retired as an MSC, SS. On the HESS, that was the Rock. And he's been on them all, did a lot, and nuke both, and sub, DBF. That's all I got, I think, for him. He's in Wellington, Nevada.
Now it's my turn again.
Yes.
We have to have a couple more people to volunteer to do these jobs because I'm talking the hell of the whole night. No, the next one is membership. We have 17 members.
No, you forgot to. Did you?
Who did I forget?
The guests. I don't remember you saying the guests.
Give me a break, Commander. Sorry. 17 members, which is good. That's more than we had later. We have 2 guests. My wife, Judy. Guest, Jane Farley. They are almost permanent guests here now, years ago. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead on the thing, but here we go. That's right here. So you gotta have my name on it. See, I'm supposed to be the membership chairman.
All right, Mr. Treasurer, may we have your report?
You noticed today I tried to put around a sheet that shows all the information that we have. Just quickly follow up on that. The one item you noticed on there, it says item outstanding was $10, that's been cleared. Other than that, we wound up at the end of the month with not 1,197 in the checking account, and it was 22,000 in the savings right now. Any questions that anybody had on this sheet that I passed around to you? Does this give you information that you need, or is there any information that you think I should be putting on there? I stand rested.
Stand arrested?
I was just talking to Jack over here. Some of you may receive this magazine, the Submariner. If you did, you notice that there was a San Diego submariner that was listed as passed away. Some of you may know him. I don't know if he was here or not. I'm not familiar. Joe Denver McCune is from San Diego. He qualified on the USS Tyru in 1956. It says he passed away April 11th of this year. So some of you may know him.
He's a member of the Southwest, Navy League Southwest.
Okay.
Denver, he was our Commodore for a while.
Did we mention him?
He might have.
We might have. All right, so we'll call that I gave the eternal control. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little fuzzy brain, I'm kind of tired. All right, the minutes of the October meeting were sent via MailChimp, and copies are on the tables. Is there any corrections, additions, or deletions that any member feels needs to be made to the minutes? Hearing no comments and seeing no hands, the minutes of the October meeting will be accepted as written. All right, we have no chaplain. Still call for somebody to step up to be chaplain. Right now we have no members on the medical list. Kip has returned to us. He was basically, he has a broken collarbone, shattered elbow, and a broken rib, and he was given 2 Motrins and told to call the doctor in the morning. But it's good to see him up and about and here with us. Oh, oh, Mike Hyman. See, was he on the? You brought that up last.
Yeah.
Thank you. So it's. Still need to get a hold of him. Parade committee.
That's me again. No report. You will,
Damn.
we'll have a list of next year's proposed parades at the January meeting.
But we will talk about yesterday's parade. Yeah, yesterday we had a parade. It's called Veterans Day Parade. We left on the parade before Fred could make it. He was running down the hill, and we were like, "See you, Fred." There was 5 members there. There was Paul, Harry, myself, Ray,
And his son.
and his son. So I guess I was, yeah.
And then we had Squadron 11.
And then we had more ARCO sailors than we had Squadron 11 sailors. And Jack wants to.
Did you have an auxiliary guy, huh? Didn't Bob?
Oh, wait, yeah, that's where the 5th. We had Bob. Bob didn't ride the float. Bob showed up and rode next to us in his wheelchair, which was pretty cool. So it was good to see Bob in the flesh. He was able to make it out.
Bob comes all the way from Imperial Beach.
Yeah.
To do that. He gets on the blue line trolley and rode his scooter up there. And I guess somebody came and picked him up. And we talked an hour on yesterday on how he was going to get there, trying to figure out what line to take, where to go. But Bob's great, except for not being able to get around too much because of losing his legs.
Harry.
One of the nice things about the parade when we were in is one of the parades when you find it, when you're going down, you get the most clapping and ovation from everybody in the stands when we're going by. in front of us, they had, other veterans, you know, going down, I mean, the whole parade is nothing but veterans. But you'd hear them announcing, but all of a sudden, we would come by in groups, and everybody just came undone, and they were clapping and yelling and shouting, and wanting to come up, you know. So I mean, like I said, it's perfect for us to be there, and it's a pleasure to see the reception we get. For those of you who are new, you're not familiar, we have a trailer, I've got a picture of it, I'm not here. It's a 28-foot replica of the USS Los Angeles. We have it on a scissor jack, we raise it up, and we put, there's a skirt around it. But on the trailer, on both sides, we put 5 chairs. And each one of our members can be on it, they can sit there, wave at the crowds, both, you know, both sides. And we post our 4 flags, or actually now we have 5 flags. But we have that on there, and that's, we were able to take that down and go with it yesterday.
Yes, Fred.
Fred Funk. Cop. Here we go. I'd like to say thank you to the guys that showed up to put the flags up. Right, we had about 6 guys, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, we,
Oh, you're gonna talk, you're gonna
yeah,
talk?
we'll get that to the 52.
I'll sit down, I'm done.
He's just trying to move things along. That's what cops do. They try to get things done. The membership committee, Chris Stafford is not here tonight. Based on, last month we had 172, but now we have 3. So if my math is right, and I'm not good at math, that's 175.
Yeah. That's fine then.
That's out.
Well, when I was in the submarine force, I was good at math. But now my new job, I'm not supposed to know math. That's a bad thing. Knowing math, so I don't do it.
Okay, salt water is how much?
Scholarship.
Okay, right now I have 2 volunteers. They're gonna help me out for the scholarships this year. Our scholarship is out there for people that have grandkids, grandsons, granddaughters, or your own siblings. And we will give 2 scholarships this year, and they're both $500. And we'll do that in April. So if you are going planning, or you know somebody who's planning on putting one in, start working on it now, because it takes a while to get through the process. And it's all on the website. If you have any issues, just get a hold of me, and I will guide you in the right direction.
Do trade schools count?
No.
No. Okay.
Storekeeper. I was gonna wait for you to sit down, but you weren't gonna sit down.
I'm smarter than the average bear. Anyhow, I know a lot of you guys already bought these. You're $12 for the submarine calendars this year. So for the new guys, if you'd like one, come and see me during the break, and we'll get you a calendar. I only have about maybe 16 left. And then for people, some people wanted to see patches, whatever, come and see me after the break.
52 Boat Memorial. So yesterday we had 6 individuals show up to help put out the flags. There was Fred, Greg, Doug Smay showed up to put out the flags. I was there. My brother, Fred, was there, and then Jim, our new member from the last meeting, he was also there. So that's 6. Did I count right? You know, I'm not good at counting.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. In the evening, we only had 3 people show up to take up the flags. I had to take Fred to the airport before the parade, so he flew out. So we had Greg, myself, and Doug Smay pulling up the flags.
That's my other brother.
Yeah, not this Fred, a different Fred. So Fred flew in from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we went to the Phoenix NASCAR race and saw all 3 championship races in Phoenix. So I'm a little tired from driving back on Sunday, everything I did yesterday, and then going to work today and getting my butt handed to me, but that's all right. That's a different story. Moving on for the 52 Boat Memorial. So the next All Flags is going to be on December 7th. That's Pearl Harbor Day. We're going to put out the flags at 7:30, and then we're going to retrieve them at 1600. So I moved up the time to 1600. So just so you'll understand is the 3 of us, it took us 40 minutes to take down the flags. And the sun was really dipping low. So by the time we got to the storage unit, it was starting to get kind of darkish. So if we had started at 1630, we would have been in complete darkness. So it's going to be 1600. Additionally, that day, that being December 7th, at 9 o'clock is going to be the Pearl Harbor wreath laying with the Point Loma Association. We just need to show up. So when you show up for the flags, you stay for the ceremony, and then we'll come back at 1600.
Where's that wreath laying at?
So it's at the 52 Boat Memorial. So that's at NTC, the old.
Liberty Station.
It's at Liberty Station.
They used to have it at the east end.
East End.
East end.
I,
Just let the Commodore, I believe the Commodore, the Squadron 11, or one of the boat captains is going to be the guest speaker.
okay.
And each memorial gets its own wreath.
I'll try to get some guys from the boat to come down.
Okay. Sounds good. I spoke to Doug Smay yesterday. He has ordered a repair kit. Some of the memorials have some chips, and the repair kit is to fix those. He's been waiting for it to come in. It's not in yet. Additionally, the 2 big memorials that are on each end that are really faded, that aren't the individual 52 boats, that's the sponsors and the other boats lost outside of World War II. They should be completed soon and installed. Whatever soon means to Doug, I'm not sure, but that's in process. Last thing for the 52 Boat Memorial. So when I was out there yesterday, Greg was nice enough to go and wipe down the tops of the memorials. They're little, they need some TLC. There's cobwebs in the ridges. They need to be wiped down and a little polishing. So on November 30th, that's the Saturday before December 7th. That is also the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I fully understand that. From 10 a.m. to noon, Fred has offered to bring donuts and coffee. We're going to have a working party to clean the memorials so that hopefully on December 7th, they look a hell of a lot better than they do now. So that they look nice for the service. Yes, Fred.
For that on the 30th, for the cleanup, what we want you to bring is a rag and maybe some like glass cleaner or Windex or something like that.
We do have some, but if you want to bring some of your own to help out, that would be a great thing. That's a great recommendation there.
Oh, that's a lot of cost.
To each and every one of you in this room, thank you, thank you, thank you for your service. And we're very thankful that you're here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back at
Thank
you.
you.
They wanted to stay and finish their meal while our meeting, and I said, I think that is all on the 52 boat memorial. Float committee. Oh, that's me. I'll be returning the float to its storage location, and then once we know the parade schedule for next year, we'll know about future projects when they're going to occur for the float. So yesterday I have made the decision, it's going to happen, is we are going to modify the 2 stanchions on the front of the float to raise the flags up above the float. Because when you're motoring down the road, sitting in the first chair, the flags are pretty much beating you up. So we're gonna raise those flags up above. We'll consider whether we need to move the back flags up so that it has some, it's consistent between the front and the back. We'll look at that. We'll also be looking at replacing the sound system to something that's a little bit easier to tote and take care of, and bring it up to the 22nd century, whatever century we're in. So those are the things for the float coming down the road. Jack.
Do we, at this point, since, sorry, I'm hearing, it's been almost 2 years now since our flags kind of disappeared. Squadron 11 borrowed them for a submarine birthday ball, and they have never appeared again. Should we go ahead and look at replacing the flags? And those flags they are exactly like that flag. One is that flag, and the other was the World War II submarine veterans flag that's theirs. It has their logo in the middle. I don't know how much it would cost, but do we want to do that?
We can look into it on at least replacing this one, just because you haven't been to the last 2, and I don't know if you. One of the flags I replaced with my "Don't Tread on Me" flag that is flown on the submarines, and I think we should keep that flag. So we have the U.S. Navy flag, the American flag, we have the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, and so we need to get one of these again.
We actually fly the Union Jack again.
Oh, you're back to the Union Jack?
Ever since the War on Terror is amended, we're back to the Union Jack.
We're gonna keep the "Don't Tread on Me."
Have we asked Squadron to give it up?
Yes, we've asked, they don't know where they went.
They don't know where they went. That means something.
Somebody's garage hanging on the wall.
It's probably in one of the old ammunition dumps back there, and stuck in a hole.
Up on the hill, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where that's.
They used to store all that stuff up there.
It could be, and they may have left it there, I don't know.
Yeah.
We have not had much luck in 2.5 years. 2 different command master chiefs.
We'll consider going to the Union Jack. We'll consider it later. All right, moving on. Boy Scout coordinator, he's not here. I know that they held a Eagle Scouts ceremony on the 22nd of October. I was not able to make it out there. I was making preparations to fly to New Orleans. Or was I in New Orleans? I don't remember. That was a blur. It's been a blur. The last few weeks have been a blur, sorry. He's not here to make a final report. All right, we're just gonna have a quick presentation. For those that have been here for several years, in November, normally during the Good of the Order, I give a little spiel about the Sculpin and the Squalus. So, the Sculpin was lost November 19th, 1943. And it was in, I think it's March, is when the Squalus was lost. The Squalus was lost before World War II, and if you remember, the Squalus went down off the coast of Connecticut. And it was the first time they used the Momsen lugs to retrieve people from that submarine. Now they lost all the people in the engine room, being an ex-noob. But they were able, eventually they raised the Squalus, and they renamed it the Sailfish. And the Sailfish fought in World War II. Now, the submarine that assisted in the recovery of the men in the forward end of the Squalus was the Sculpin. They were the sister ships, the 191 and the 192. They were sister ships. The Sculpin helped retrieve. Squalus now becomes the Sailfish. And we heard that the Sculpin, that was sunk. And this is the thing that ties into the actual presentation is, Captain Cromwell went down, he voluntarily stayed on the submarine because he had knowledge that he was afraid that he would divulge if he was tortured. And so he, instead of being tortured and divulging that information, went down with the submarine. That will be the tie-in to the presentation. To finish off with the Squalus and the Sculpin is, and here you heard 41 men were taken prisoner, but only 21 survived the war. What happened to the other 20 men? The other 20 men were on a Japanese vessel after being captured. And that Japanese vessel was sunk by a United States submarine, killing those men. What submarine sunk that Japanese vessel? The Sailfish. So those two ships, their lives were intertwined before and during World War II. And it's just to me, it is my favorite story of submarines. And each year I share it on this day.
Good story.
Now, the tie-in. So in October, I was in New Orleans, and then I was in there at the end of October to move my mother up to Rhode Island and clean out her apartment. Now, when I was in there at the beginning of October, we went to the World War II Museum. You ever get to go to the World War II Museum? Highly recommended. Very emotional. It is a good memorial. They have the USS Tang exhibit. Before COVID, it was a much better exhibit. I'm not too impressed. It's kind of the same exhibit, but I don't know. I just didn't find it as enthralling as it was the first time. I went through the Tang exhibit, and then I bought a book. The book was Escape from the Deep, the epic story of a legendary submarine and her crew. It was about the USS Tang. And what you have to understand about the USS Tang is this submarine was sunk by its own torpedo. It was the very last torpedo she fires, and it does an end around. It comes around and hits her just in forward of the engine room, flooding her, and she sinks. There were 4 men on the bridge. One of them happened to be Dick O'Kane. So he was the CEO of that submarine. They go into the water, and the sub basically sinks like this. And you have to understand there were 9 survivors. So I just told you that there were 4 men on the bridge. Where did the other 5 come from? They came from inside the submarine. So this was the first time of individuals escaping from a sunken submarine by themselves using they used the Momsen lung. And in fact, one of them, that I can't remember, I meant to take notes and bring it, but got fuzzy brain. He actually goes up without the Momsen lung and basically was doing the kind of the ho 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 kind of thing to get up. And with the Momsen lung, one of the interesting things is you could only go up so fast. You had to stop, wait based on how deep you were, wait, and then you could start to go up some more. And what they did is they had a line. The first man out of escape trunk would have a line go up with a balloon, and so you would use the line to go up, and that's how you would stop, and then you would go some more. So you would have to count. So those other 5 men came from inside the submarine, and in reality, 7 men came from inside that submarine. 2 of them Yeah, 2 or 3 of them, sorry, I lost count, escaped out of the submarine and succumbed to the bends or whatever when they got up. One man started swimming towards China and was never seen again. So, but 9 men survived off of that submarine. And in this book, so the submarine basically ends up like this, and the forward end of the sub is actually sitting up out of the water. And there was an individual in the control room, and he was like, "I want to escape. I got to get to the forward end, and I can't use the escape trunk if it's sitting like this." So he went and flooded the forward ballast tanks and sunk the sub down like this. And then that's how. Then the men that had survived, because once again the engineering men they didn't survive. They were in the flooded compartments where the torpedo hit. They went forward. Some of the interesting stories is you had the new officer who, this was his first war patrol, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He was burning secret information because he didn't want the Japanese to get it. Look, burning, on fire, smoke, in a sunken submarine with limited air. So I had to tell him, stop that, don't do that. But the batteries caught on fire, and so the men in the forward torpedo room, because that's where the escape trunk was, they could feel the heat coming in. And they handed out 45 pistols to individuals. Some took them with them when they went up, but the rest of them kept them for one reason only, and that was to put it against their head so they wouldn't go up. There was one individual who was like, he was best friends with one of the survivors who makes it to the top. And it's like, I'm not going, I can't swim. And so he just went laid in the rack and awaited death. And he said it was getting very hot in this compartment, getting very stuffy. They were losing oxygen. So the last group of individuals who went out were experiencing what the rest of them were. And it's like a fascinating story about what it's like to be on a sucking submarine, and then for some men to survive. And to think about what Captain Cromwell did, he went back onto the sculpin and allowed it to sink with him on it. Some true heroes. So if you ever get the opportunity to read this book, I would read it. So we're going to take, we are late. We're going to take a 5-minute break. 5 minutes. Get your 50-50 raffles.
Then you gotta put it back in and say it's for Fred.
008029.
That's me.
All right, we also have seven, count them, 7 read and returns.
Okay, the next one is for the books.
Yeah. You can sit down now.
Yell it out. I got loud.
007976.
7976.
That's me, you guys.
7976.
Oh, right on.
Oh,
I was down for that.
who's that?
Oh, there we go.
7976.
So any of these
Nobody?
books right here.
Yeah, any of them. 7976.
7-6, that's Fred.
Oh, that's me. I'm gonna take Tip and the Gipper.
All right.
Pick a number.
Oh, pick a number.
You gotta pick the next guy.
All right. 0, 0, 8, 0, 2, 6.
Oh, it's me too.
Is that your ear? It's all yours.
Pick another number, then go pick the book.
The number is 007983.
7983.
7983.
All right.
That's not mine, right?
You 7983?
Sir. Oh, all
Pick a
right.
book. Give me a number first so we can get going here.
Empire Rising. That one's pretty good. I read that one.
But you can't find your dad's?
And this is the one you can take, but you gotta read it and bring it back.
All of them are picked free in return. All of them are.
7965 is the next one. I think that's mine.
It's gonna be a while for this one.
That's fine.
I read real slow.
When you read, when you get done, bring it back.
Cool.
Is there any pictures?
What?
Yeah, that's mine. Somebody folded their ticket in half. 7985.
New way of doing it.
7985.
7985.
2985. Not mine. 7985. Going once.
Me?
Let me check.
Oh.
Which
You
one?
can take the second one or you can, it's up to you.
I'll pass it along.
All right.
No.
All right. This is 8007.
That's me, but that's you.
007.
You want one?
Pick a book. This one I already has. We'll take this one.
Okay.
You want to pick a number? You want me
All
to?
right, we're down to 3.
Down to 3. I'll give you a
Here,
round.
oh.
Pick a number.
008045. 8045.
8045.
845. Please,
I was the treasurer.
read a return. All right.
Number. Tell you what, there's one great book after this critical running book. That was the one I had last.
That was
Running
really good.
critical. You ever on a 688? This will scare the living
Look at the hell out of
you.
you, yes.
8027.
8027.
Oh, you can pass it.
All right.
Go another one.
What's up with the new people drawing the new
Wait a
people?
minute, wait a minute. This isn't right. 8010. That's probably his again, right?
No.
8010.
That would be
It's ours
you.
again. We're
Yeah.
passing that one. Okay, this is 8038. 8038. 8038.
All right, you want
All
to?
right, we got 3 books left. Pass on it. Pass on it. 8002.
Oh, that's me. Since I didn't read this the last time. I didn't read it, I didn't have time. 8025.
You can pass it.
You think we're not giving out $50 at a pop? He'd be rich.
8031.
8031. Yep.
Oh, close.
You should just ask who wants it.
7978.
What's the number?
7978.
That's me. Just go ahead and,
8033.
Look at all these twofers. Who hasn't got one? That's what we're
7992. How about this? There are 2 books left. How many people want to take one of the books?
I'll take critical one.
Oh,
One.
he's taking, he's.
critical.
Oh, you want to run it critical,
He wants
okay.
running
So
critical.
now we're down to 1.
We're down to the SS book.
Oh, I got one of those at home.
This is
Yeah,
it.
I read that one.
This is just like you had when you
wanna
had
read
your
that?
first
I
call.
already read that one.
When
You
you
already
had
read
your
that
first
one?
call card.
All right.
It's interesting.
Anyone else want the book?
Here he wants it. All right, we're
There we go. We're done. We're done with it. All right. Moving on to unfinished business. Let's talk about the Christmas party. So, Dave is volunteering to help with the food. So I'm going to tell you, I emailed John, VFW base commander, There's no organization here who is willing to step up to cook like, what we had before. So Dave has an idea, and I have an idea, and I'm gonna allow Dave to run, whether it's his idea or my idea. So,
Whoever has a better idea.
no, you get to choose.
I get to choose.
Yeah, so there you go. I'll explain what those are. So you go ahead and make your pitch. Make your pitch.
You suck.
Yes, make your pitch.
Okay, here's my pitch I pitched last month, I believe it was. We were talking about it, and because of the cost and yada yada yadas. And plus, we don't have the same people that are doing it. I said, okay, well, I'll try to do whatever I can in my best my pitchability, because I used to be a student, so ergo I am. My pitch was this: to keep costs down, we could do potluck. So it'd be like one main entree and a starch, and if, let's say, that starch needs gravy, ergo, we're gonna make some gravy with it. Or if it's like, you have like some sliced ham or whatever the case may be, pineapple sauce or ham sauce or whatever. So it'd be basically like 2 items. And then on our end, I would probably have to go to Costco, but I'd buy like salad fixings and stuff like that, croissants, and all the other amenities that come along with a buffet per se. So it'd be formal but anti-formal, which is like us. That's what my pitch is. So the legwork would be, again, if you want to come and yada yadas, you want to do the potluck, 2 items. I also, on the other side, not only would be salads, the breads, but also like pumpkin pie and whipped cream and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So that's my pitch. There's yours.
I have a pitch. You're gonna run it.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
All right, no, so, here's the thing, is I went and did a search for catering services last week. Came up with, I just did a search, hey, catering for the holidays in San Diego. And I went and looked at actually like 6 of the services. These were 3 different ones. One's called Becker's Catering, one's Terror Catering, and the other one is Affordable Affairs Catering. They're all 3 similar. They set up basically buffet style. We choose the meal, and the meals will run anywhere from $19 to $20, $25. We're gonna sell the tickets for $25 a piece, but they would come in and set up basically the buffet, and then we could just go up and choose it. Each one of these had a different meal set, so they're not all the same. One of them was kind of like I'll call it the Thanksgiving style, that it would be a Thanksgiving style meal. Another one was basically an entree, whether it's chicken or beef and vegetables. And then the third one was a mismatch. So the question is what do we prefer to do for our Christmas dinner meal on December 14th? All in favor of first off, is there any comment on either one of these choices? Because there is a third choice. Do we know what the third choice is? Who knows what the third choice is? Fred.
Picnic. Down at Point Loma.
Picnic at Point Loma.
Oh, too cold.
I think Jack had it. Jack, what was that?
Cancel the party.
It's cancel. So those are our 3 choices. All right.
As you mentioned, that all of this set up by the VFW though, as far as getting it ready.
They typically will have their tables set up in a Christmas style, so that's a little, we'll figure that out down the road. We'll know December 1st. How many, is there any comments or discussion anybody wants to do on, the Christmas party? I'm seeing no hands, and I'm hearing, oh, I see one.
I think I was gonna attend, I think you're better off just setting up a whole buffet with one of the other catering companies, because trying to have people bring this and that, you have no idea what they're gonna bring. It's like the picnic, you know.
Do we have enough outlets?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just so you know, John, that's the VFW commander, his recommendation is we could do potluck, or we could do catering, or, you know, we figure out something else. I'd like to put it to a vote. How many of you are for doing it potluck style? So I see 2 hands, 3 hands.
Of course my dad voted with me. Puppy, why ain't you?
All right, so we got 4. All right, how many of you are for the buffet catered from one of these outlets? See a show of hands. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many of you don't care? How many of you are who say we should cancel it?
Well, I won't be here.
And some people are not gonna be here. Why aren't you gonna be here?
Vegas.
All right, so catering it is. Just call one of them and set it up.
Got it, on it.
On it.
You guys are a bunch of lazy bums. No rush for the cook.
Hey, at least you don't have to go to Costco and buy a bunch of stuff.
That's all the fun.
Oh. All right. The next item
Do we
is,
decide out for the Christmas party?
that is gonna be, we're gonna send out an email. Jack's gonna print up the tickets, and it's gonna be sold, Ray's gonna be selling them. So it'll be $25 a piece, and we'll take a loss on the Christmas party. That's the way it will be. We need nominations for base officer positions. So, what?
You know, with the idea of, the last time, Jack went through a lot of effort to try to get all the gifts and everything like that.
Right.
What
So I
about-
forgot all about that aspect.
What about if we go ahead and say every person bring a $30 or $50 cut, put limit on it, gifts? We put them in there, and then remember they draw it by a number, and somebody draw a number, I get to go pick whatever gifts up there. Somebody else draws the next number, they get to pick the next number. It's like a gift exchange, but it's not, you know, it's up to the draw. It's another option. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
White elephant.
Yeah.
Like a white, there you go.
Understand that, what you do is you've just doubled the price of the Christmas party.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're talking, instead of $25, we're talking $55 to come, whereas the $25 plus what we took out of the thing, it covers it. We're not talking about Rolex watches here. I mean, the prizes.
Can of cookies.
Hey,
Prizes, can of cookies, et cetera, we're not, you know.
Yeah.
We didn't give away, we didn't give away the world yesterday, but it's something. Depends on-
I like that idea, but it would need to be tempered with the fact of what Jack brought up, is that we don't want to double the price of the Christmas party. So there's a way to combine these two. And before I get to my idea, we have someone who would like to make a comment.
What I would like to say is, like, the white elephant is pretty cool, but if you're gonna do it, I would recommend, like, you buy it yourself and use it like as a donation, without any funds from the base at all. So you buy it on your own, you say, Merry Christmas, whoever gets it, it's like $5 or whatever. So then it won't cost the base anything.
Well,
Be like a,
yeah,
you know,
that's kind of like what Harry is recommending. The issue is that we have people who've spent $25 and they're kind of expecting to come to get the free, the door prize. Well, that's really what it is a door prize. To me, we don't want to double the price because that could hurt people. The other option, if we wanted to go the route of the members provide the gifts in the kind of like this white elephant type of deal, is we say that we put a limit on the cost. So the gift needs to be more expensive than $20, but it needs to be less than $35. And that's your ticket into the event. When you show up with a gift, you get your ticket. Your gift goes on the table, and then at the end, when we start doing the door prizes, we pull a number, you get to go up. You could choose your own gift. That's an idea where obviously we would still pay, we were gonna have to pay somebody to cater it, but that would cut out some of the pricing. That's an idea. But we have to make that decision tonight because we need to get our planning going, because this is a month and a half, or actually it's 1 month from 2 days from now, basically. It's December 14th. Fred, you wanted to say something.
Well, yeah, you know how this white elephant thing works, right? You put it on the table, I go up to go get it, and then I go sit down and I have to open it so everybody can see it, I have to hold it up, and then the next guy number comes up, if he likes it,
He can
gets
take,
it.
or she can take.
And
it,
then
yeah.
you go steal somebody else's.
Yeah.
Or-
That's the white elephant thing.
that's the
We
white elephant.
we don't necessarily need to have to do that. We could just have unwrap. You could wrap them. That might be an interesting thing. You have them wrap, but once it's chosen, it can be once it's chosen, it's chosen, and we can also do unwrapped. It's an idea. Are there any more thoughts on whether we should charge the $25 and just buy the door prizes, or make you bring a door prize and that's your admission for the dinner? All right, so let's put this to a vote. I'm actually supposed to have motions, but we're having like A or B. How many people want to stay with, we just charge a $25 for a ticket and we have an individual go and buy door prizes? How many want to do it that way?
Question.
Oh, yes.
One more thought. You're saying it's gonna cost, say, roughly $25 for the meal.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna bring a $25 gift, but I only wanna pay $15. We've got $23,000 sitting in our savings account, guys. We can offset the dinner for those that are here, the other $10. I mean, you got, how many are gonna attend? Say we have 100 people.
80 is a number, I think.
Yeah, we typically,
80 is your number that fits in here.
Even if you had 100, that'd be $1,000.
You can't get 100 in here.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So then that's the 80 would be $800. And we've got 23,000 sitting in there. I'm just saying that you use it.
well, that's why I said we're gonna lose money on the Christmas party by charging $25, and then we have, the buffet style catered, it's gonna cost us, say, $25. Everything else comes out of the kitty, which would be the door prizes. So to me, the issue is do we use the door prizes as the entry fee, or what does the membership want to do?
I motion for B.
B was,
You bring in your white elephant prize.
bring in a gift.
Yeah, bring in the gift, and then let's say, instead of saying 25, let's just say it 30, and there's your admission. There you go. Done and done.
How many are in favor of those coming, bring a gift as the entry fee? All in favor? I am seeing no hands. One hand, two hands. All right. How many would prefer to stick with the $25 for a ticket and we buy door prizes? Hands in favor. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
I have to put the tickets up.
All right. All right. So we're gonna stick with the normal $25 for a ticket. We'll have somebody buy door prizes. Anyone want to volunteer to do door prizes? All right. We're gonna need a volunteer at least on December 1st. Our next meeting on December 10th. Anything else on the Christmas party? Because we are 10 minutes over. All right. Nominations for base officers. We need a base secretary. Dennis he's unfortunately ill tonight and could not be here. Currently, I think we only have the base officers that are already in office nominated. And the base secretary, we do not have any nominations. And I can tell you that it's not going to be Jack Kane. So we need somebody to either volunteer to be base secretary, or we need somebody to nominate their neighbor as the base secretary. And then we vote them in, and then that kind of stuff.
Come on, guys, raise your hand. Throw somebody out there. Put them under the bus. A lot of us in here have done this constantly, right? We've had one commander for 11 years, and then he died. Okay, he died. Come on, guys. Two, yeah.
So I'll let you think on this.
You're only the secretary, not the commander now.
Yeah, it's just the secretary. Somebody who takes notes. That's it. Jack is willing to stay as parade committee. What are you doing?
What? Nothing. I'm just.
Yeah. You're gonna get me killed.
Jack's going to keep the parade committee and is willing to do the newsletter. So it's just taking notes.
I'll do it.
All right, so,
Secretary.
we go.
And Jack will teach me how to do it.
I will.
all right. So there we go.
You go right
We now have a nomination for base secretary. Scott. Thank you, Scott. All right. Moving on to new business. The only thing that we have in new business, if you want to call it new business, is Scott donated these great cards, business cards. I want everybody to take some, so when you find another submarine veteran who does not belong to USSVI, has our motto on the back, has basically our website on the front, and has a blank for the phone number. You can write in my phone number, you can write in your phone number, or you can write in Chris Stafford's phone number, so that individual has a way to contact one of us. So I want everybody to take some of these later at the end of the meeting, which is hopefully be in a couple of minutes. Is there any other new business anyone would like to bring up for the organization? All right, hearing nothing. Good of the order. We're going to recognize members to submit items for good of the order. When you're recognized, please stand, identify yourself, and speak loud enough to be heard. You gotta be louder than me. Has to be 5 minutes or less. So, two things right now for a good of order is the Western Region Roundup is in March 6th through 8th at the Queen Mary in Long Beach. Go to https WRROUND.com. So basically, Western Region Roundup, WRRoundup.com. You'll have the link to get to the Queen Mary to make your reservations for the Queen Mary and also to register for the event. Other thing that we have for the good of the order, which if you look on that door over there, this Saturday right here at 9 a.m., there's going to be an individual from the VA holding a disability compensation system seminar. So there'll be information about getting disability compensation. If you don't have it, I would recommend coming and seeing this individual. Might have some useful information for you. Anything else for good of the order? Yes, Fred.
Fred Fomby. Hey guys, you gotta be careful with these guys that come in here. They're not free. They'll give you a little bit of information and get you going, thinking you're gonna get some money from the government. Just I'm not saying this is the way it's gonna go, but be careful what you hear. Because they will afterward ask you to sit down and say, for $250, I'll get you a disability. Just be careful.
Yeah, Fred has got a good point. Is the VA actually frowns on, there are outfits out there that charge a certain percentage of the amount that you get in your first check to get a disability compensation. I don't know if this individual is like that or not, but it is a seminar based on information. You could get some information. You don't necessarily have to, if he's selling business, I don't know, but it is might be a good thing for you to go to. Any other thing for the good of the order? All right. Our next meeting is going to be Tuesday, December 10th. So it's 4 days before the Christmas party, 7 p.m. right here. There being no further business, I remind you of this promise. Let no word or deed of mine cause any injury to the person or family of any member. I hereby adjourn this meeting of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated, San Diego base.